Welcome back, music lovers. Today, we embark on a journey through the fascinating life of Randy Meisner, the talented bassist and founding member of the legendary band The Eagles. Join me as we uncover the mystique behind his last words and delve deeper into his extraordinary musical legacy. I'm your host, and together we'll unveil the untold story behind this enigmatic artist. Before we unravel the poignant final reflections of Randy Meisner, let's take a moment to appreciate his immense contribution to rock history. The Eagles announced Randy Meisner's death on Thursday. He was a founding member of the band and contributed high harmonies to hits like Take It Easy and The Best of My Love. He also led the band on Take It to the Limit, a waltz-time ballad. Meisner kicked the bucket Wednesday night in Los Angeles of difficulties from constant obstructive pneumonic sickness, the Bird said in an explanation. He was 77. The bassist had persevered through various burdens lately and individual misfortune in 2016 when his better half, Lana Ray Meisner, coincidentally shot herself and kicked the bucket. According to court records and remarks made during a hearing in 2015 in which a judge ordered Randy Meisner to receive continuous medical care, Meisner had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had severe alcohol problems. Called the best man in music business by previous bandmates, Ware Felder, the really young-looking Meisner joined Ware Henley, Glenn Frey, and Bernie Leadon in the mid-1970s to shape a quintessential Los Angeles band, quite possibly of the most well-known act ever. Randy was a necessary piece of the Byrds and instrumental in the early outcome of the band, the Falcons' assertion said. Take It to the Limit, his signature ballad, exemplifies his astonishing vocal range. Over the next 10 years, the Eagles went from country rock to hard rock and released a string of hit singles and albums, including Take It Easy, Desperado, Hotel California, and Life in the Fast Lane. The Eagles released two of the most successful albums of all time, Hotel California and their greatest hits 1971 to 1975, which the Recording Industry Association of America ranked alongside Michael Jackson's Thriller as the #1 album, despite being criticized by many critics for being slick and superficial one-seller. The Eagles, led by Henley and Frey, were initially referred to as mellow and easy listening. However, the third album, On the Border, which came out in 1974, they had added as a rock guitarist named Felder and were moving away from bluegrass and country music. After the 1975 album, One of These Nights, Leadon, a traditional bluegrass picker, was dissatisfied with the new sound and left the band. Joe Walsh, another rock guitarist, took his place. Meisner remained on the band's most acclaimed 1976 album, Hotel California, but he left soon after. Ironically, the song he wrote and was best known for, Take It to the Limit, started his departure. Meisner, a shy Nebraskan who was torn between fame and family life, was ill and homesick during his Hotel California tour because his first marriage was breaking up. Because of this, he was reluctant to be in the spotlight for Take It to the Limit, which showcased his nasally tenor. Meisner's objections at a 1977 concert in Nashville, Tennessee, enraged Frey so much that the two of them argued backstage. Meisner left shortly thereafter. Timothy B. Schmidt, who took his place along with Henley, Walsh, and Frey, who passed away in 2016, remained with the group for decades. Meisner never achieved the same level of success as the Eagles as a solo artist, but he did have hits with Heart on Fire and Deep Inside My Heart, which Walsh, James Taylor, and Dan Fogelberg, among others, played on their records. In the meantime, the Eagles went on a tour with Schmidt after a 14-year hiatus in 1994. Despite the fact that Meisner had played on all but one of their earlier studio albums. He did perform Take It Easy in Hotel California with members of the group from the past and present in 1998 when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was a member of the touring group World Classic Rockers for a decade, along with Donovan, Spencer Davis, and Denny Lane. Meisner had 3 children from 2 marriages, the first of which occurred when he was still in his teens. The child of the tenant farmers and grandson of a traditional musician, Meisner was playing in a neighborhood group as a youngster and towards the finish of the 1960s had moved to California, had joined the Nation of Rock bunch, Poco, alongside Richie Furay and Jimmy Messina. However, he would However, he would recall being enraged that Freeway wouldn't let him listen to the first album's studio mix, so he left the group before it was released. Timothy B. Schmidt was named his successor. Meisner supported Ricky Nelson, performed on Taylor's album Sweet Baby James, and made friends with Frey and Henley when they were all playing in Linda Ronstadt's band. They formed the Eagles, were signed by David Geffen to his Asylum Records label, and released their self-titled debut album in 1972, which was Ronstadt's Blessing. Frey and Henley sang lead more often than not, yet Meisner was the key behind Take It the Cutoff. It debuted on the 1975 album One of These Nights and went on to become the top 5 hit. It was later covered by Etta James and performed as a duet by Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. Meisner started in 2015 to the music website www.lobstergottalent.com. The purpose of the whole Eagles thing to me was that the combination and the chemistry that made all the harmonies just sound perfect. Funny thing is that I never listened to those albums after they were made. Only when someone comes over or I'm at someone else's house or it's playing in the background do I think, damn, these records are good. Randy Meisner's contributions to the Eagles and the world of music as a whole cannot be understated. From his soaring harmonies to his rhythmic bass lines, his influence is still felt today. His last words, "No one has ever properly understood me. I've never fully understood anyone, and no one understands anyone else," he said. As we conclude this exploration of Randy Meisner's last words, we commemorate a musician whose talent and struggles shaped his extraordinary legacy. Through triumphs and tribulations, he reminds us of the power of music and heal wounds and touch our souls. Join us next time as we delve into another fascinating chapter, the tapestry of music history. Until then, keep the spirit of Randy Meisner and his music alive. Remember, it's never the end of the journey. It's just the beginning of a new verse.